Happy Talkers Parent Boot Camp Lesson Pack 2, Behavior and Learning. Let's review our top tips. Follow your child's interests. Whatever motivates them is where they're going to learn the best. Consistency and repetition. Make sure that your expectations are consistent and that you practice quite a bit on the skills that your child needs to learn. Do less and wait for a request or response. So even if you know what your child wants, wait for them to request it or wait for a response from them before you hand it over. Make sure you get eye to eye or within the interaction zone when you're working with them so that they can see your face and your facial expressions. And then reinforce positive behavior immediately, intensely, and specifically. You want to make sure that they know what they've done is what you want them to do. So you have to be very specific. I like how you're putting your blocks in the bin. I like how you're sitting quietly at the table. Encourage cleanup so that they stay organized. So as soon as they're done with an activity, they put the activity away. Expand vocabulary. Anytime that they're talking about things that they're seeing in the environment, you're adding to it. So if they see lady riding a bike, you say, oh, she's riding her red bike. And then easing into play. So if your child's playing with an activity and you think it would be something great to get involved with in order to teach them things, you want to just sit with them first, hand them items, help them before you make demands. And then over exaggerate your facial expression. So especially if you have a kiddo that's having a hard time making eye contact, when they do look at you, you want to make sure that your face is pleasant and excited so that they look back again for more information. And don't forget to make it fun. We are going to tackle behavior this time. And so behavior is almost scientific. It is scientific if you look at the right way. It happens for a reason. So usually with kiddos, it's to gain attention, to avoid doing something, or for positive reinforcement. Those are the big three. And attention and avoidance are generally the ones that you'll see now because positive reinforcement doesn't mean as much to some of our kiddos. So whatever happens after a behavior takes place is what solidifies it. So how are you responding to your child's behavior is the question you should be thinking about. And what is your child doing to achieve their goals? How are they getting what they want from you or getting what they want from the situation? And is it a functional way to achieve their goals or a non-functional way? Is it appropriate or inappropriate? What are the rewards and what behavior are you rewarding? So we'll dig into this a little bit more. It's a different way of looking at things. And then you're also going to start thinking about what would you like to see them do instead of what they're doing. So your child learns through the ABCs of behavior. So A is antecedent, what happens before the behavior takes place. B is the actual behavior, and C are the consequences. So this is all based upon applied behavioral analysis, or ABA. And ABA is the science of learning, understanding, and changing very specific behaviors. So if your kiddo has a ABA therapist, they're looking at your child's behavior and they're helping to shape it in a way that's generally more acceptable or causes them to engage more in learning. There's generally a lot of reasons. There's a lot of intervention approaches for behavior, and so some of them include discrete trial, pivotal response, ESTM, or incidental teaching, or floor time. There's tons. So kiddos with ASD are generally not too interested in pleasing others. It just doesn't interest them. They don't see the need for it. They also can't imitate others often, and they have a difficult time using what they see in social interactions to learn new skills or to generalize new behaviors. So they miss a lot of learning opportunities, and that causes these developmental delays to take place. So for our kiddos, we must make learning opportunities explicit. So super duper clear for them so that they understand what they're supposed to learn, and it makes the learning easier. So we have to teach and understand what the ABCs of learning are, the antecedents, behaviors, and consequences. So what's an antecedent? Um, Behavior always occurs in response to something. And so we have to figure out why the behavior happened based upon that antecedent, and then change the antecedent if it's possible. So B is behavior. Behavior is lawful. It's functional for the child. It results in positive consequences for the child. And it usually we focus through ESDM on what your child does not know, not what they know.